Hello, world. Hi, everyone. My name's Sophiat, and welcome back to the channel Conscious Healing. Today, I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you're okay and happy, and I hope that you are working hard at manifesting your truest desires, people. I really want to talk about mental health. I really want to talk about mental health from the perspective of that person that's probably the one screaming and yelling and making a whole fuss about something or the other. Before I get into anything, though, I do want to just say thank you so much for watching my videos. It's very nice to know that people out there care about what I have to say, because I do have a lot to say, and I'm very excited to share so many things that I have to say. So thank you so much for watching and supporting. Please do like, comment, and share the video, subscribe, and all that good stuff. So I'll just get right into it. There's been a lot going on at the moment, like obviously with Will Smith and the whole, I mean, mental health in general, but with the whole Will Smith thing, that escalated, I think, so quickly. Like I was, I was shocked. I mean, I know that Will is like, oh, my man Will, we just hang out on a day-to-day basis. I know all of his life stories and everything, or his little nuances. No, but you see him and you imagine he's this, because we worship these people. Or I don't, I don't believe in all that idolization. I always say we're all human. We all make mistakes. We all do things that is not good. So we can't all be, we can't put ourselves on a pedestal, and we shouldn't put other people on a pedestal either. So that being said, I feel like a lot of people were very disappointed in Will Smith because of the way that he acted at the Oscars, or was it the VMAs? I don't know, one of them things. And I suppose it was quite shocking, really, because he just seems like this super cool, calm, collected guy. But that can be the case. Like, you know, I don't think I come across as very emotional, very impulsive or any of that. I mean, I don't know, maybe I do. I've got tattoos and piercings, so, but I don't think I act like that on a general day-to-day basis. I think when I'm stable, I'm good, I'm okay. But then things can happen, something could happen, I could get triggered by something and I'm a completely different person. And I feel like this is the case for a lot of people. I feel like this is the case for most of us. And I find that people are so quick to jump on you and hound on you when you react in such a way, or when people, wild out in a, as such, right? And I can't help but wonder, why do we feel so comfortable attacking people and, judging people and calling people out? Okay, yeah, call people out, that's fine, but what's the word? Like, making people feel bad when they have episodes in that way. Um, I'm not condoning anyone lashing out and being, irrational and dramatic, and especially in situations where it's not warranted. But I find that in situations where you could argue that, yeah, okay, that was a bit, like what Chris Rock said, and I'm, yep, comedy is comedy. I'm not one of those people that, I don't think that, like, people shouldn't say, it's a joke. It's funny. It's comedy. But I think that clearly that was a very touchy subject. I think alopecia is quite a, I don't know. It's an odd one to make a joke about, especially when it comes to women, and because with the beauty standards and everything, it's a struggle for bold women still sometimes. It takes a lot for some women to rock that style, and clearly Jada was having issues with her situation, and so it was a very touchy subject. So I can appreciate Will's frustration. I think everybody can or should be able to, in a sense, regardless of whether you think it was funny or not, whether or not you think alopecia is serious or not. The point is that she's not happy with her situation. At least she's trying to come to, she's struggling with that situation, and so I think that's what matters the most. And I suppose, bearing that in mind, it would have been, it was probably a little bit tasteless of Chris to have made that joke. But at the same time, that's not to then say, Will Smith shouldn't have just jumped up and smacked him right in the face. It's he could have took that chance to have a discussion about it and maybe put it out there on, in that at that moment. He had everyone's attention. Keep my wife's name out your mouth, right? Fair, but tell us why. Don't just smack a nigger in the face. Like that's wild. So I completely appreciate people being a bit upset about that, but why are we so quick to drag him? Why is everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people are just, laughing at him, laughing at Jada. It's like everybody goes through stuff. Like most couples have probably had entanglements, whether or not it was, general knowledge between the two parties or not. Like regardless of the situation, regardless of what happened, who was wrong, like that's not necessarily our business. Like why is it our place to stand up or stick up for, like, you know I don't know. And this, I've wanted to talk about this for some time, because I saw I saw a video about Pete Davidson, and this reporter or some lady, I'll find the details and I'll insert it, and she was saying like, oh, she was just dragging Pete for having BPD and making it seem like he's attention seeking, or why is he going around talking about suicide and saying how, I think he had expressed that the main reason why he's not committed suicide. Oh, trigger warning. I don't know if anyone's like, I guess that's a sensitive topic to talk about, but this is a sensitive video in general, so trigger warning if anyone's not, I don't know, like, okay with. Oh. um yeah, so just be cautious of your mentality as you go through the video, because I don't know if people are quite sensitive, it might be a touchy subject, but it does need to be talked about, I think. And essentially she was basically saying that Pete was wrong for being so vocal about the fact that he is suicidal, and he struggles with thoughts of that, and he's mainly here because he doesn't want to let his family down, because he knows he's got people here that love him. And to me, that's wonderful, that's brilliant, that's brave, it's real. Like that's real shit. That's a lot of people feel that way, and they stick around because they know there's people that love them and people that don't want to see them not live their lives to the fullest. And you know Kanye's also got BPD. There's a whole thing about who we attract as well. I want to talk about that at some point, like just certain people with certain traits and characteristics attract a certain kind of person. Kim's quite a nurturing, patient, it seems like, kind of person, quite loving from what we can see, and she, does seem to give her all, which it looks like she did with Kanye, and it looks like she's doing the same thing with Pete. So I could see how, having BPD could affect her, affect other people. I understand that's where the self-awareness comes in, and the emotional management, which it looks as though Pete is doing quite well, but I suppose Kanye has always struggled with that. I don't know if he's I don't think he takes his meds, which is a big part of it. When you're not on your medication, it's a different it's a different, yeah, there's hormones, and the serotonin levels and all that sciencey stuff that comes into play, and the medication just balances you out a little bit more and makes you a bit more stable, because mental health, specifically BPD, and depression and anxiety, I suppose, a lot of it comes with unstable emotions, not being able to stabilize yourself when you feel upset. It's something you have to work through, and some people struggle with that, and I just wish that we wouldn't be so quick to make them feel bad about it. It's that doesn't help the situation, especially when it's especially people say like, oh, that person's so crazy, they did this, they did that, but like, right, yeah, exactly, they're crazy, they can't work with their emotions, they struggle with that, so of course they're not going to act in a way that's going to be like conducive to making the situation better. That's going to be a struggle for them. But with you recognizing that, I feel like, I'm not saying it's your place to then be the bigger person. Why not be at least try to be the bigger person in a sense, or at least because people that don't have mental health issues, they wild out as well. You know, they take things wrong as well. They get emotional as well. So if we all just kind of try to, I don't know, first of all, acknowledge that people are going through different things. People have different ways of looking at things. People have a different mindset with everything, and so it's not anyone's place to tell someone how, you know, it's right for them to react, or what's the best way for them to go about things. But at the same time, we also need to be self-aware, self-aware enough um to know the boundaries, to know, you know, what's the right thing to do, the best way to express yourself. It's a it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. But I think ultimately, you know, I just want everyone to be a little bit more considerate of each other, and our differences and our similarities. You know, we are also very similar in the fact that we're all human, and we all have emotions, and we all want to be right in our in our feelings and be validated. And so it's important that we give that to each other and afford each other the same um, opportunity, the same space to be able to do that. And I think that things would be a lot more smooth sailing. You know, I don't think that Chris Rock had the best joke, but I don't think that Will Smith handled the joke, the whole situation, very well either. And it's okay for us to say that. It's okay to be like, yeah, what you did wasn't right. Your response wasn't right. But do we have to be so horrible about it? Do we have to, you know, make it attack him in every other sense of the word? Like, he goes through stuff too. Like, he said this himself. Like, he struggles with, you know, feelings of inadequacy. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Will Smith. Will's like, so it's hard to know what people are going through, and yeah, just be a bit more considerate, guys. Okay, and talk to each other, and let's listen to each other, and let's communicate effectively. And I know it's hard sometimes, and but if we all just acknowledge it and bear that in mind, you know, like, nobody is good or great, or there's hard work in being a good person. Like, like it does, you know, you do have to seek that patience and seek that understanding, and kind of work on yourself in doing so. Like, I'm trying. And yeah, people are going to slip up and you're going to do things, but it's like it takes two to tango, you know, regardless of, I know there's people out there that are, you know, quite, yeah, of course, some people are very rational, and, you know, but I still think that affording people that same space and love, or just walking away at the very least, I think it's the best that we can do. We shouldn't be judging people or telling people, you know, what's right or wrong about them. Like, who are you to say what's right or wrong about someone? You like you don't know what people are dealing with on the inside. And unless someone's expressively, like actively rather, expressed, you know, something super negative towards you, that's like really personal, I just don't think it's up to us to be like, you know, yeah, this is what I think about you, and no, like, you don't know. So yeah, that's pretty much what I had to say. I do hope that Will Smith and Jada, you know, work things out, and I hope that everyone learns from the situation, Chris included. I don't see he's making his money, he's living his life. I probably should need to look into it a little bit more to see what's happening now. But last I checked, you know, Will had apologized and said a bunch of, you know, words about you know, being famous and people talking about you and saying things about you. Like, come on, it's bound to get a little bit off at some point. Like, I don't know. I think he's done well. I think he's been a really good role model in general. You know, everyone slips up. If he was a normal person, then we probably, you know, it wouldn't be this deep. You know, oh yeah, he fucked up. But then, you know, it's like, cool, move on. But it's in the public eye, and so, no, whatever. Thanks guys for watching the video. Do like, comment, and share. Subscribe. Thank you. Have a lovely day. Take care, and I wish you all the best.